Alexandria was the greatest city the Western world had ever seen. Here were clearly the seeds of our modern world. The glory you see around me is nothing but a memory. It does not exist. The last remains of the library were destroyed within a year of Hypatia's death. It's as if an entire civilization had undergone a sort of self-inflicted radical brain surgery, so that most of its memories, discoveries, ideas, and passions were irrevocably wiped out. The loss was incalculable. In some cases, we know only the tantalizing titles of books that had been destroyed. In most cases, we know neither the titles nor the authors. We do know that in this library, there were 123 different plays by Sophocles, of which only 7 have survived to our time. One of those 7 is Oedipus Rex. Similar numbers apply to the lost works of Aeschylus, Euripides, Aristophanes. History is full of people who, the lust for power, have destroyed treasures of immeasurable value. In Alexandria at that time, there lived a man named Eratosthenes. He was an astronomer, historian, geographer, philosopher, poet, theater critic, and mathematician. Far to the south, he read, at the frontier outpost of Syene, something notable could be seen on the longest day of the year. On June 21st, the shadows of a temple column or a vertical stick would grow shorter as noon approached. And as the hours crept towards midday, the sun's rays would slither down the sides of a deep well, which on other days would remain in shadow. And then, precisely at noon, columns would cast no shadows, and the sun would shine directly down into the water of the well. At that moment, the sun was exactly overhead. Eratosthenes asked himself how it could be that at the same moment a stick in Syene would cast no shadow and a stick in Alexandria, 800 kilometers to the north, would cast a very definite shadow. Here's a map of ancient Egypt. I've inserted 2 sticks or obelisks, one up here in Alexandria and one down here in Syene. Now, if at a certain moment each stick casts no shadow at all, that's perfectly easy to understand, provided the Earth is flat. If the shadow at Syene is at a certain length, and the shadow at Alexandria is the same length, that also makes sense on a flat Earth. But how could it be, Eratosthenes asked, that at the same instant there was no shadow at Syene and a very substantial shadow at Alexandria? The only answer was that the surface of the Earth is curved. Eratosthenes knew the distance between Alexandria and Syene. He knew it was 800 kilometers. Why? Because he hired a man to pace out the entire distance so that he could perform the calculation I'm talking about. Now, 800 kilometers times 50 is 40,000 kilometers. So that must be the circumference of the Earth. That's how far it is to go once around the Earth. That's the right answer.
I know who you are. What are you at the moment?
Envoy of Rome, proconsul of all the Roman Empire to the east of Italy.
An impressive title. Without a treaty of alliance with Egypt, you could not hold the territories under your command. True? Then, Lord Antony, you come before me as a suppliant. You will kneel.
I will what?
On your knees.
You dare ask the proconsul of the Roman Empire?
I asked it of Julius Caesar. I demand it of you. Now, you may have the treaty you asked for on the following conditions. By your authority as proconsul of Rome, you will cede to Egypt immediately the following territories: Judea, Jordan, Armenia, Phoenicia, the provinces of Sinai and Arabia, the islands of Cyprus and Crete.
You ask for 1/3 of the Roman Empire.
Put it another way. I give to you 2/3.
Most generous. I cannot accept.
I suggest you deliberate further. Perhaps consult with your superior in Rome.
My superior?
Octavian. Caesar Octavian.
So, what mysterious wonder do you all think might be lurking beneath the earth that would make every single person and animal and object and slave settle there? What might it be?
The heaviness, lady.
No. Dionysius?
Their weightiness.
No, you're both speaking about the same thing, but you're not talking about the primary cause. Have any of you ever wondered at the thought that your feet are standing on the very center of the cosmos that holds all things together and pulls them together? If there were no center, then the universe would be shapeless, infinite, formless, chaotic. Well, it would make little difference if we were here or there or anywhere, and we'd all be better off never having been born.
I don't know what's happening in the market, but
Yes, there, and then the other one here, keeping the same proportion. Good, very good. Now tie this end to that torch. Vespasius, I want you to imagine that this is the Earth, and that each of these flames represent the two extreme positions of the sun in relation to it, in winter and in summer. What would happen if both these positions were the two centers of one and the same circle?
But it isn't possible, mistress.
Wait, what do we know about a circle? We know that the center of a circle is always the same distance from any point along its perimeter.
Exactly.
Yes, so what if I divide the center into two, but what I keep constant is the sum of their two distances to the perimeter? Oh, all right, look, I'll show you, watch. As I move this rod along the cord, as one segment increases, the other segment decreases, and vice versa. Therefore, the sum of the two is always going to be constant. Do you see that? Now, what if we apply this to the movement of the Earth? What figure will we attain? An ellipse with the sun at one of its foci.